Hey, what up guys, how you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome to today, a video of me giving some rating predictions to the 10 new legends that EA have announced. So during the FUT live stream last week, it was revealed of what these 10 new legends are, and I was really excited by all of the names that were given. Pretty hyped about them. Legends, as you guys know, if you've been watching my channel for a while, are my favourite thing about Ultimate Team. I absolutely love Legends. I always feel like they play better. I just love to pack them, love to use them. Legends are my thing. They're my favourite. So, was buzzing to hear about 10 awesome new Legends. And seeing as we've not been given their ratings yet, I thought what might be quite good to do today is to give them a potential rating and stats and all that type of stuff. Now, of course, this is all just potential. These aren't official or anything like that. And of course, when I do potential stuff, it leads to people having an opinion in the comment section, which is great and it's fine. I would just urge you to be kind in the comment section rather than just completely flaming someone for having their opinion. So, let's get into it now, and what I'm going to be doing is going through the list of 10 players from lowest rated to highest rated, so make sure you tune in all the way through and see what I've rated each and every player. If you wouldn't mind hitting that thumbs up button at the start of this video, that would be awesome. And just to address to all of you guys in yesterday's video that were saying, "Oh, Lasty, nice lipstick, nice makeup." I might have had the saturation turned up a little bit too much. I don't wear lipstick, I don't wear makeup. I'm sorry about that. I just literally turned the camera on and stuff. I added too much saturation in post-production, and I'll aim not to do that as much in future. So the first legend added to the list of amazing players this year is Jamie Carragher, who, as of this sort of day and age, we know him more for being a pundit on Sky Sports, being that Scouse guy that a lot of people can't quite understand, but of course most well known for playing his entire career, I believe it was, for Liverpool in the Premier League. The English legend was completely loyal to that club and played over 700 games. And what I've done for a rating is given him an 86. I don't think he was the greatest centre-back ever, and I don't think we should be overrating these legends. I feel like Carragher will be an 86, possibly an 87 rated centre-back. And in terms of stats, I think he's going to be really good in the defending and physical areas, but that's about it. I think he'll be slightly slower than some of the other legends, and in all honesty, I think he'll be a relatively cheap legend, especially if he does have under 70 pace. But he's still one that I want to try out because I think he'll be tall and strong and good at defending, but just maybe not be the quickest. But still, for a lower rated legend, looks pretty decent to me. Okay, so moving on from Jamie Carragher as our first legend to our second out of 10, we've got Luis Hernandez, a Mexican legend who I have to admit I haven't ever really heard of, so I'm not going to go on as if I know all about him. But I did a little bit of research, and of course people like Castro and all of you Mexicans out there are going to be happy with this one. A nice Mexican legend coming into Ultimate Team. Known as El Matador, he is one of the all-time greatest Mexican players, as it seems. At the moment, he still holds the 4th all-time top goal scorer for his nation, and still holds the #1 record, I believe, for World Cup goals for Mexico. So he's their top scorer in terms of World Cup goals, which of course are very important goals to score. In terms of his legend card on Ultimate Team, I've gone with an 87 overall striker, and notably given him nice pace, great dribbling, and decent shooting as well. Other than that, I think he's going to be a pretty standard sort of item. Like, I would probably prefer to use people like Crespo over Hernandez, but it looks as though, and from people talking on Twitter and all the other types of social media, I've been doing my research on this guy, and it seems as though an 86/87, some people even saying an 88 rating for this guy. So I went with the middle one and given him in this 87 overall. I think he'd be a very good card with decent stats like that. I'm going to want to use him. So from Luis Hernandez, the Mexican striker, we move on to a Norwegian legend, the first of its kind. It is, of course, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer. The Norwegian striker is most known for playing for Manchester United, and even to this day is quite possibly still the greatest super sub of all time. Spent some time on the bench, but then come on, in that 75th or 80th minute, and he just knows where the back of the net is. As it says on the screen right now, fun fact, I actually sat in his particular seat in the dressing room at Old Trafford years and years ago when I went for a stadium tour. And when I was out in the dugout, I was actually sat in Sir Alex Ferguson's seat. So, you know, little fun facts for you guys. But in terms of an ultimate team item, I've given SOLSKJAER an 87 rated striker. In terms of stats, we've got decent ones again. 86 pace, 84 dribbling, and 87 shooting being the notable stats. Of course, a nice high shot stat there for SOLSKJAER, because even though he didn't have that many minutes on the pitch a lot of the time, when he did, he fired those goals in the back of the net. A real absolute quality super sub, and I seem to remember him scoring that goal against Bayern Munich in the Champions League final. That just, for some reason, is the goal which sticks in my head for this guy. Important goals at important times. What a great little legend this guy should be. So we move from one Manchester United legend to another player that did play for Man U, amongst other clubs. It is Juan Sebastian Veron. Juan Seba Veron is an Argentine centre midfield legend who's played for a lot of different clubs, most notably Lazio, Inter Milan, Manchester United of course. And at the time, I always remember this transfer because it was like a record fee in English football. £28.1 million. Back in the day, that was sort of unfathomable, that much money. Like, why would a club sign anyone for that much? And of course, nowadays it is so much more than that. Football has gone nuts, really, and there's so much money in the game, of course. But in terms of a legend rating on FIFA 17, I've gone with an 88 overall. This seems to be the case across the board. All of the other different YouTubers and stuff rating him, and I believe there was something to do with him being a legend on FIFA Online 3, which is another game, I think specifically for Asia, and on that I believe Veron is an 88, and I think stats like this would be pretty sweet. He'd be a nice, well-rounded across the board, but maybe nothing absolutely crazy in any of his stats. We're talking sort of medium pace, 75 pace overall, 80 shooting, but more in the stats of good passing, good dribbling, good defending, and amazing physical. A good player that you can happily play at centre mid, even cam, but mainly as a good CM or CDM. That will work very well for you. So it seems as though there are a lot of Manchester United legends coming to FIFA 17, and the next player here is another one. It is, of course, Rio Ferdinand. Now, I have two pictures of each legend on the page, and this is the only one where both the two pictures differ, and that is in terms of overall rating. Now, in my head, I just couldn't fathom the idea of rating Rio Ferdinand higher than the legend Bobby Moore. So I wanted to rate Rio as an 88 overall centre-back. And then from doing my research and, you know, finding out that he is actually one of the most successful England centre-backs ever, and how popular he is on other people's videos, you know, people really raving about him being one of Manchester United's greatest ever centre-backs, England's greatest ever centre-back, that type of thing. I've gone with a split decision of an 88 to an 89 overall rated centre-back. In terms of stats, I think they'll be I think these are the sort of stats that he'll get, so I've kept them the same on each card. But I think we'll see a pacey Rio, because probably back in his prime, he was a quick player. And then there was also that time where he tweeted EA back in the day when he got an inform, and they told him that he had like under 70 pace. He wasn't very happy about it, so I'm sure if he's had words with EA, he'll get himself a nice pace stat boost on this legend item. And in terms of defending physical, we're looking solid on there. He's a nice, tall, strong defender, so 89 defending, 89 physical. I think we're in for one of the better legend centre-backs on the game in Rio Ferdinand. Next up, we have a player who he's in like my top 3 or 4 players out of these 10 that I'm most excited for. It is, of course, Marc Overmars, the Dutch legend who is most notably known for playing for Arsenal for me. A lot of you will know him from back in the Ajax days and maybe the Barca days, but I know him most for playing for Arsenal. And all I can ever remember is him being tremendously quick and very good on the ball. And as I've said there, an extremely quick Dutchman. Overmars was a great technical player in his time. Now, we've given him an 88 overall rated legend item, and in terms of stats, I think he'll be one of the most fun to use. 91 pace and 90 dribbling. That's awesome. That's nearly on par with the likes of, I don't know, Neymar and stuff like that. So that's pretty cool. And then shooting stats and passing stats decent as well. 82 shooting, 84 passing. Of course, it doesn't really matter about the defending and physical. You're going to want to play this guy at left wing or left forward and really go to town and make use of that pace and dribbling, and hopefully score some goals as well. I'm hoping we get a 4-star skill Overmars. That would be great. Looking forward to trying him out on FIFA 17. So we move from one Arsenal legend to another Arsenal legend. That is, of course, Emmanuel Petit. Manu Petit is known for playing, I think he played a lot of his career at Monaco. But I know him most for playing for Arsenal. I think a lot of you are going to know him most for playing for Chelsea. But I think that's just, it's like an age thing of when he played for each of these different clubs. He did score a goal in that 1998 World Cup final, of course. And from what I could tell when doing a little bit of research about him, is that he played in a variety of different midfield positions. So I've gone with a centre mid item for Emmanuel Petit. He was also played as like a CDM, I think, mainly at Arsenal. And then I think when he was at Barcelona, sometimes he was played out on the left-hand side. And there was even something saying that his manager didn't even know what position he played when he bought the player, which is a bit odd. But I'm hoping for a centre mid Manu Petit. And overall stats-wise, I think we're looking for a really good one. Nearly an 80-plus club member. Maybe just the pace letting him down a little bit there. A little bit like VERON, I don't think we're going to see any stats that are insanely good. No 90s or anything like that. But just solid ones across the board. Really looking forward to this French legend. He actually is, like Overmars, in one of my sort of top 4 players that I'm looking forward to using. Alright, we're really going to turn up the heat now for the final 3 players and talk about the 90 plus rated legends that I've gone with in FIFA 17. The first of which is, of course, Puyol Scholes. Now, this one seems to have been a relatively controversial player for many people when looking at him. Some people think, well, he was good, but he wasn't that amazing. But then when you look at him, he is the most decorated English footballer of all time. He's got the most medals and all that type of stuff. He's also an incredibly successful midfielder for his club. Of course, loyal to Manchester United, clocking loads and loads of games for the club. He has won countless trophies, Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues. He is actually one of the most decorated footballers of all time. And therefore, and I really liked Scholesy. He was a great player back in the day. I think I've seen him score the most blinding crackers of goals. He could pick passes out from across the pitch. He would always go in hard with his tackles. And I just think he was he is a great midfielder. He's just a midfielder typified for me. I just think he's an exceptional player. I'm not a Man U fan or anything in the slightest, but I just really do like Puyol Scholes, and I would happily rate him as a 90 rated legend in FIFA 17. Stats wise, I think we're probably looking at decent shooting and passing stats. I've gone for 90 in each of those categories, and then the other stats are, I would guess, relatively average because he's got 2 exceptional stats. Decent-ish pace for a midfielder, good dribbling, good physical, and then average at sort of defending as well. A nice well-rounder that you could probably play from CDM all the way up to like CF. I would happily play this guy as a centre forward, knowing that he's got that shooting ability. Really looking forward to Puyol Scholes. I think this is number 2 in my most looking forward to using players on FIFA 17. Right, we're really stepping things up now. We've got 2 legends left, and they are both an exceptionally high rating. 91 rated. Carlos Puyol is what I've gone with for the Spanish centre-back. Of course, he is a true one-club man, majorly loyal to Barcelona, and he's known as one of the greatest ever defenders in world football, not just for Barca, not just for Spain. He's also won the Champions League 3 times as well, of course, and in terms of stats, I think we're going to see a ridiculous Puyol. Decent-ish pace, 71 pace. He wasn't the quickest defender in his time, but I think we're looking at 71 pace is fine on FIFA. But it's really the defending and physical stats which are going to turn this guy into a monster centre-back. 91 defending and 89 physical, as well as 80 passing. Would be amazing. I'd love this guy. I mean, imagine if you pack a Puyol. That's a pretty sick one to get. That Barcelona legend coming into your ultimate team. I'm excited for him. I think he's going to be awesome. Maybe partnered up with that perfect link to PIERO at the back. Real Madrid and Barcelona legends combining. Could be pretty sick. Okay. It's time to move on and talk about our final legend. One of the new 10 legends is, of course, Alessandro Del Piero, the Italian Maestro. I am most excited to use Del Piero on FIFA 17, and I think he's going to be an insane item on the game. So, of course, an Italian legend playing a lot of games for Juventus, very loyal to Juventus and all that type of stuff. He still holds club records and played a ton of games for Juve. Just an overall really successful centre forward. He is known as one of the most technically gifted players ever of all time. The Italian was a free kick wizard and is of course a club hero at Juventus. A real like free kick maestro, loving the thought of just getting behind the ball with Del Piero in a free kick scenario, knowing that we've got this whole new dynamic free kicks and all of that type of stuff. We should be able to score some belters with this guy. And in terms of his FIFA 17 item, I've gone with a really high 91 rated centre forward, and stats wise we're looking at some of the best on the game. Really good pace, 84 there. It's not absolutely rapid, but great for a centre forward. But in the technical areas such as shooting, dribbling and passing, I think we're going to see some monstrous stats. I've given him 86 passing, I've given him 90 shooting overall. That should be epic, as well as the potential of him having a good weak foot, right? And then a 91 dribbling stat. He's going to be a complete wizard. I know I keep saying the word wizard, but he is going to be a complete wizard on the ball, weaving in and out of defenders. Going to be one of the most fun players to use on the game for sure. And I mean, imagine partnering this guy up with the likes of Christian Vieri, Gianfranco Zola. You're going to have a great little trio of Italian legends on this game. Cannot wait to use him. And I guess if I wanted to pack anyone, it would probably be Paul Scholes or Del Piero on FIFA 17. So there you have it, guys. Those are my potential ratings for the new FIFA 17 Ultimate Team Legends. Of course, these are exclusive to Xbox, which is, of course, the main reason why I play this game on that console, because I love Legends. As I said at the start of the video, they're literally my favourite thing on this game. I cannot wait to hopefully pack one and maybe make a series around him, that type of thing. Let me know if any of these 10 Legends are worthy of like a Road to Glory series around them, because I will definitely get one underway at the start of FIFA if you guys want that. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up button on today's video, and of course subscribe to my channel if you are new. Hope you have a great day, and I will catch you next time, guys. Peace.